Hi, this is Tim, and I have another question from a student. It says, Tim, I've heard many people in business use the expression fail early and fail fast. What does this expression mean to you? First, let's distinguish between the term failure and temporary defeat. Because temporary defeat can actually be a blessing in disguise. And most of the time, what people are classifying as failure is really only temporary defeat if they recognize it as such. And temporary defeats are a blessing because typically when something doesn't work out our way or when we experience one of these temporary defeats, this is a way for us to kind of wake up and see that we need to make some type of adjustment or course correction in our business to make it even better than the direction it was going. So it's almost like the universe hands us this temporary defeat so we can make some type of knee-jerk reaction that says, hey, I need to wake up here. I need to change my course. I need to evaluate what's going on, see what's working, see what's not working, and cut a new path. Got to try something else. So these temporary defeats are a major blessing in our lives when we see them not as failures, but as a way to make a course change that leads us closer to what our true purpose in life is and what's really going to get us to that abundance and joy and fulfillment that we're looking for. So let me give you a couple of examples from my own life, and maybe it'll help you distinguish between what looks like failure at the time was really just a temporary defeat that kind of was life gently with like a hand on my back guiding me to what my true purpose in life is and what my true passions were. So for example, back when I was 18 years old, my parents wanted me to go to college, but I really didn't want to go to college. I just wanted to be an entrepreneur. But I did go to college, and then I flunked out my very first year in school. I literally couldn't go back. What looked like a failure at the time was really just a temporary defeat. Because what it did from there is I got a factory job. And then from that factory job, from that course direction of not going to college, from flunking out and getting a factory job, I got to realize after just 1 year that I didn't want to work in a factory. I wanted, again, reconfirmed that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I ended up going back to school and getting an accounting degree, taking night classes, but that temporary defeat got my life to take another direction. So what happened from there? I got into another manufacturing company and did very well at it, very well. And I was literally working for the owner directly, running his company, and actually made it very, very profitable, more profitable than it was by probably 10 times. And I went to them for a raise. I went and asked the owner for a raise, and the owner told me no. He mentioned that he thought I was making enough money for my age at the time, which I was maybe 26 years old, and that I wasn't going to get a raise. What looked like a failure of that rejection of not getting a raise really was one of the decisions that changed the course of my life. It changed my energies to focus in a different direction because that's when I started investing in real estate. From that rejection, from that failure, which I thought was a failure, was really just a temporary defeat, which was the greatest blessing of my life because it got me to invest in real estate, start creating my own destiny, and literally became a multi-millionaire from that temporary defeat. And then things have happened from there. Then I went to retirement. I had retirement. I was traveling the world, and I woke up on a beach one morning and felt completely unfulfilled, empty. I felt like a failure, even though I had money. I felt like I had no purpose in life. What I didn't realize at the time that was really just temporary defeat because it got me to refocus, rechannel my energies, where I started a mentorship program. So as we go through life, be very careful how you language things. Instead of languaging events and circumstances as failures, look at them as blessings in disguise, temporary defeats, because that's your wake-up call from the universe saying, hey, you need to focus. You need to come up with a better way. You need to look at it. When I start any business, as I'm building the business, when I'm about 80% complete, I usually go to the market with it. And the reason I go to the market with it at about 80% completion is because I know from all the years of building businesses is that no matter what my vision is of what it's going to look like completely when it's done, there's always going to be something that's going to need to be adjusted, that's going to need to be changed, or there's going to be something thrown my way as an obstacle or a speed bump that I'm going to need to handle. So why do I want to wait till I'm 100% complete, or when I think I am, when I know I'm probably still going to need to make a course correction or adjustments from there? So what I do is I go out at about 80%. I wait to see what kind of feedback I get from my customers, from my employees, from the people, my dream team that is working with me, and I get out there. And then I make these adjustments along the way. And that's what they mean by fail early, fail fast. It's not really fail. It's just recognize when something's working and when something's not working. And when something's not working, don't view it as a failure. It's just a temporary defeat. It's only a failure if you quit. Temporary defeat means refocus. Let's look at it a different way. Let's try something new. And I'm going to keep going and going and going and adjusting along the way until I make that vision for my business and my life a reality. So I hope this video helps on why people call it fail early, fail fast when it's really just a temporary defeat. We'll see you on the next video. Bye now.